phrases of the English language. With you every Sunday from 2 p.m. with lots of fun. And all the words and phrases of the English language. Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat and together learn the words and phrases of the English language. Join together and have fun. Listen and learn, it really can be done. Your learning journey has just begun. Listen and learn, it really can be done. Your learning journey has just begun.
We are back together again. It is so nice to be with you once more on this very windy day. But you can see now that spring has definitely arrived and summer is just around the corner. Here we are. English Addict is with you again, coming to you live and direct from the birthplace of the English language. You know where it is. I know where it is. We all know where it is by now, after 20 years on YouTube. Of course, it's England.
Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat. Learn together and have fun.
We are having fun today through the internet. A lot of people these days criticize the internet. They say the internet is an evil place. However, I think the internet has some good things, some bad things, mainly good things. There are many people out there on the internet doing positive things, nice things, showing things to join humans together in a friendly way, and this is one of those places. So if you are someone who likes to watch a fun live English stream, well, guess what? You are in the right place. But who is that strange man on the screen? Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? Do you have one of these on your face today? I hope there is a big smile stretching from ear to ear on your face. I will have to say something first of all. I woke up this morning with, I would say, a heavy heart. When we describe a person as having a heavy heart, it means they feel a little down or a little unhappy about something. So I did wake up this morning feeling a little heavy-hearted because today is the anniversary of the funeral of my mother. It was on this date 3 years ago that we had to say our final goodbyes to my mother. So this morning I did wake up and I was thinking about my lovely mum. There she is behind me on the wall. You can see there are a couple of photographs of her as well. So I did feel a little sad this morning. However, I am not looking for pity. Self-pity. A lot of people live in the moment where they want to always wallow or exist in self-pity, feeling sorry for yourself. Self-pity. I think, and this is just my opinion, maybe someone will disagree, self-pity can often be seen as a negative trait or a negative characteristic. So it can be true that self-pity, feeling sorry for oneself, can be seen by many as self-pity and a negative emotion. A lot of people on the internet do it now. There is a thing called pity fishing, where people come on the internet and they want to tell a sad story or something about their lives. Sometimes they just want some reassuring words. However, there are many people nowadays using pity as a way of getting views and interactions. You will never find that here. I always try to stay positive even on a rather sad day like this. However, there are lots of positive things in this world. Did you see the return of the astronauts who were whizzing around the moon, and they came back to Earth and it all went well? I have to say, one of the things, well, I suppose one of the things I could never actually do is do that. Because when you think about it, you are risking your life. We've seen that in the past. Many rockets, space shuttles have had terrible disasters connected to them, and with also a very sad loss of life. But it all went well, and it looks as if the next time we go to the moon, it will be on the moon. We will actually be touching down, landing, having a look around. I had a friend who once tried to open a disco on the moon, but it was not successful because there was no atmosphere. I'm very sorry about that joke. It was not very funny. So we are together. Why are we together today? Well, we love English. I am an English addict, and I have a feeling perhaps you out there in YouTube land are also English addicts. It is nice to see so many people here already. Thank you very much. And it is nice to see so many people leaving messages already. We have some interesting subjects. One big subject to talk about today, and I think it's an interesting one. I hope you agree with me. Ability. Having the ability. Being able to do something. To be able to do something, you have the knowledge, the power, the ability to do a certain thing. Maybe there are things you can do in your life that are special, that other people can't do. Perhaps you have a special skill. We are looking at ability today. It is a big subject, so I hope you will stay tuned for that. We also have, if we have time, the mystery object. What is it? What is the mystery object today? Also, the picture idioms as well. I've had so many people write and leave messages saying we love the picture idioms. You have to guess what the picture idioms are. So I think we will have a little bit of fun today, even though I was feeling slightly unhappy this morning. But life, as they say, is for living, and we must all try to do that as often as possible. Yes, the garden is looking rather nice at the moment outside. We have lovely Can you see that? Pink flowers growing on one of the bushes in the garden. This particular type of bush is called a magnolia. Magnolia. And you can have white ones. There is such a thing as white or cream magnolia. And here you can see, now I think these are pink, but I remember a couple of years ago when I showed this particular flower, a lot of people were saying, no, Mr. Duncan, it's not pink, it's purple. So here we go again. So my lovely pink or purple magnolia is now coming out in the garden. We had so much rain yesterday. Heavy rain. Yesterday morning we actually had snow. Yesterday morning. It snowed for a very short time. Yesterday it did snow and it was freezing, and we went last night to see some friends who live quite far away. So we went there, we had a lovely meal with them, then we came back in the very early hours of this morning, and all I can say is I am feeling rather delicate. A person might describe themselves as feeling delicate if they feel a little sensitive or sleepy or tired or even unwell. So I'm feeling a little because I didn't get much sleep last night. And we did have a lovely Indian meal with our friends Sonia and Brent. We had a wonderful time, and we haven't seen them for a long time, so we had a lot of things to catch up with, lots of gossip and news. Hello to the live chat. It is nice to see so many people here chatting, sharing their experiences. One of the things I love about the English language and all languages is that it gives us a chance to know each other, understand each other, and maybe even get along with each other. We can only hope. We can only hope in this world. All we have is hope. Every day you wake up, I hope it doesn't rain today. I hope my boss is not in a bad mood. I hope I will get that big raise in my salary at the end of the month. Hope springs eternal in the heart. And I think we all do that every day. I'm sure at some point today you have said to yourself or to another person, I hope. I hope today goes well. I hope my live stream is successful with lots of people learning English. I really do. Hello to Beatrice. Oh, maybe this morning, Beatrice, perhaps you were saying, I hope I will be first on today's Mr. Duncan's live chat. Well, guess what? You are. A special round of applause and also moo, 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 moo. A special moo, moo from Lady Cow. Who else is here? Vitas, you are numero duo. Also, we have Flower, we have Barry, we have Claudio. Nice to see you here. I always try to say hello to everyone on the live chat. I try to include all of you. Maurizio, hello to you. We also have Karine, who is here as well. Antonio. Hello, Antonio. Hello, Mr. Duncan. It has been difficult for me to be the first one on the live chat. What is the secret? I don't know. I have no idea. Even I don't know what the secret is. What is the secret of being first on the live chat? Now, I think it is just having a very fast finger. Your finger has to be fast. You might have to do some exercises with your finger. You might have to lift some heavy weights or do some press-ups on your finger so it becomes strong and fast. But to be honest with you, I have no idea how anyone can guarantee being first on the live chat. So to be honest, I'm not really sure. I don't know. I don't know what the secret is. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. Palmyra! Hello, Palmyra. It's nice to have you here. Also, we have... Oh, that's interesting. P. Dill Lease. P. Dill... Now, all I'm going to say is I can't pronounce that because I don't think it's a real word or a name. I think it's just random letters. Sometimes when a person chooses their name on the internet, so quite often you can choose your own name or handle. We often refer to it as. A lot of people will choose an interesting word or name, or sometimes just lots of random letters. Hello anyway, it is nice to have you here. Oh yes, you know what I'm going to say. He is here. I was wondering, because he is having a wonderful time in Brittany, and I'm wondering how much rain you had yesterday. Luis Mendez is here today. Hello, Luis. Nice to see you here. Did you have a lot of rain yesterday in Brittany? Because we did. So much rain. Heavy rain. And it was freezing cold. So cold, yesterday morning we had snow. We had snowfall yesterday in mid-April. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Who else is here? Oh, I hope you're well, Lewis, and I hope you're good lady and your family are super duper as well. Oh, yes, English with teacher Fernanda. Hello to you. It's nice to see you back with us as well. To be able to do something, you can do something, you could do something. It is a very good subject. Yes, I think so. And it covers everything. Ability, when you think about it, ability is everything. Everything that can happen. Everything that can be done. Everything that a person is capable of. So it is a very big subject, both on a positive side and a negative side as well. More about that later on. Christina is here. Snow, Mr. Duncan? We can't believe it. You might be surprised to find out we can have snow. Here in England, it can snow in April. It has happened over recent years. We've actually had heavy snow during April. So it is true, you can have heavy snow during April. It is not unusual. Hello, Claudia. Claudia is here. Oh, very nice. It's very nice to see Claudia here. And you know what I'm going to do. We all know what I'm going to do. I am going to ask one very important question.
What's cooking, Claudia? What have you got in your pot? What's cooking, Claudia? Is it something spicy and hot? Is it something salty or not? Oh, Claudia, what is in your pot?
Come on, Claudia. What do you have in your pot today? What do you have sizzling or bubbling in your pot? Talking of pots, If you remember, last week I was talking about our poor slow cooker, our little crock pot, which used to belong to Steve's mum, but then we started using it. But last week, unfortunately, it stopped working. However, yesterday, delivered to the front door, we have a new hot pot. We have a new slow cooker. Would you like to see it? Here it is. So this is the slow cooker that we have now. Oh, very nice, Mr. Duncan, very posh. A very well-known brand. But this was very cheap. We can't believe how cheap this was. It was only £17 for a brand new hot pot. So this thing actually has different names. You can call it a slow cooker. You can call it a crock pot. Some people call it a hot pot. So this thing came to our door yesterday, and already Mr. Steve is using it in the kitchen. In fact, you can see there, it is already bubbling. So for those wondering what I have in my pot today, look, can you guess what is in there? What is in Mr. Steve's pot? What's cooking, Mr. Steve? What do you have in your pot today? Can you guess what it is? Can you tell what it is cooking in Mr. Steve's pot? If you think you know, please let me know on the live chat. Meanwhile, back to Claudia. What are you cooking today, Claudia? Come on, let us know. Don't keep it a secret. What do you have in your pot today? Claudia says, I like the song. Yes, it took me many months to write that song. I wrote it myself. I did. I have many abilities. Oh, did you see what I did there? Because ability is today's subject on the live chat. Nice to see so many people. Finance Comrisadas. Ah, yes, very good guess. Very good guess. What is cooking in Mr. Steve's pot? And guess what? You are right. It is beans. Steve has started making his own beans. So if you go to the supermarket, quite often you can buy baked beans. Now Steve has decided to make his own, and all I can say is they are amazing. If I get the chance, I might make a video in the kitchen showing Mr. Steve making his baked beans. And he puts lots of other things in there as well, lots of flavour. Not too much sugar and not too much salt, because of course we are all trying to stay healthy in this world. We are all trying to stay alive, which is, when you think about it, it is a good thing. Christina, yes, Christina, where are you at the moment? I wonder where you are. Are you in the mountains? Are you skiing? Are you hang gliding? For those wondering, Christina is the adventure lady. She is always going somewhere. And we will be meeting up in a few weeks. Lots of us are going to be meeting up in London in a few weeks. If you would like to be part of it, well, I will put this on the screen very quickly just to show you that we will be in London on the 31st of May. We are having our wonderful English Addict Rendezvous to celebrate 20 years on YouTube. And this year we are doing it in London. So if you would like to get up close and personal with myself or Mr. Steve. Why would you? Why would you want to do that? There must be a reason. Perhaps you want to improve your English, which is a very good idea. Hello, Life Beauty Bits. I think you, Mr. Duncan, have a proof of a pot of beans and maybe some meat. We do try to eat healthy, to be honest. So we do have meat sometimes, like last night. We had a delicious curry last night with some of our friends. But today I won't be eating very much, and Steve now is making some beans in his new slow cooker. So he is happy. Oh, by the way, on Friday, Steve and myself, we went for a walk around a very large town that is near here called Shrewsbury. And we visited the park in that particular town. And I was surprised to find out how beautiful it is, especially at this time of year. There was also a fun fair there as well. So I did manage to take some video clips, and guess what? I have edited them together. I've put a little bit of music on them, and we're going to have a look at it right now. I hope you enjoyed that. A little look around a town very close to where I live called Shrewsbury. It was a glorious day on Friday and we had a wonderful walk around. There is something in that video that is rather unusual. Did you notice the large gravestone with the inscription Ebenezer Scrooge? Now I know what you're going to say, Mr. Duncan. Ebenezer Scrooge is not real. He's not a real person. He's a character created by Charles Dickens in A Christmas Carol. However, there was a film version made starring George C. Scott in the early 1970s, and a lot of it was filmed in Shrewsbury, including the scene towards the end of the film where Ebenezer discovers his own grave. Well, guess what? The tombstone that was used in the movie is still there in the graveyard. And that is what you saw in that video. So that is the actual gravestone that was used in I think it was 1973 it was made. And a lot of the scenes in that movie were filmed in Shrewsbury. And yes, that gravestone that you saw, it was actually in the movie. So, just so everyone is clear on that, Mr. Duncan, why did you show Ebenezer Scrooge and his grave? Well, now you know it is actually part of a movie. And it is around. You can actually find the movie. It is A Christmas Carol with George C. Scott playing the part of Scrooge. And lots of it was filmed just over there in Shrewsbury. So now you know. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't. I really can't believe that Claudia is also baking white beans today. We are. That's what we have in the kitchen at the moment. Because Mr. Steve is feeling very happy with his new slow cooker. Something else I'm going to show you in a few moments, but we will have some features. We are going to play Guess the Object in a moment. Would you like to guess what the object is? Well, yes, we will be doing that in a few moments from now. And if you think you know what the answer is, you can always let me know on the live chat. Apparently, across the Middle East, there has been a lot of raining in the Gulf countries. Mr. Wanali, by the way, Mr. Duncan, today it has been raining all morning in the Gulf countries. I know a lot of places are having some crazy weather at the moment, including here in England. One of the problems when it rains is, of course, Mr. Steve can't go outside to cut his grass. Yes, we have had a lot of rain over the past few days.
Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat. Learn together and have fun.
That is what it is all about. Having some fun on the live stream every Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. It's myself, Mr. Duncan, and hopefully you as well. Oh, by the way, last weekend we went to a classic car show, and I will be showing you some photographs of some lovely classic cars. Some of them were really big. Some of those big American cars were there. So we will have a little look at that in a few moments from now. But right now, we have something else to look at because it is time to play the game that a lot of people like to play. It is time to play. Are you ready to play today's mystery object? Mr. Duncan, you are mad. Do you know that? Yes, I do. My mother had me tested. Many times. Here we go then, today's mystery object. It is something you see every day. However, you might not know what it is in English. And that is the reason why we do it. So I'm going to show you something. And if you know the answer, then please let me know on the live chat. It is as simple as that. Here is today's mystery object. What is it? A very simple question. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Please tell me. Yash Doobie. Hello, Yash Doobie, who says, hello, Mr. Duncan. I am a big fan of me. Thank you very much. I need all the fans. I want to have lots and lots of fans. So thank you for joining me, and it is wonderful to know that you enjoy my lessons as well. Oh, very good. Oh, okay. A lot of people are really clicking on their mouse devices today. Thank you, Beatrice. Thank you, DR. Also, Ravi Kumar is here as well. Thank you for your guests. Also, Vitas, English teacher with Fernanda, is here as well. Yes, this object is interesting because it can be expressed or named in different ways. But it is something that is useful. In fact, I can tell you now, in my house, we have about 5 of these. In fact, I've got one here next to me. It's always next to me in my studio because I never know when I need to use it. So I do have one of these just over here. I have one right here in my hand. Ooh. But what is it? You made Mr. Steve happy by going to see the classic cars. Yes, he was happy. I did spend a lot of time waiting for Steve to stop talking to people because he kept stopping and talking to the owners of some of the cars. So yes, he did enjoy himself. You know, Mr. Steve loves cars, and also his favourite car was there as well. That's all I'm saying. Back to this. What is it? Oh, DR. I like this game, Mr. Duncan. I like to guess what things are. I also have more than one of these as well. Some of them are very long. Some of them are not very long. Yes, well, that is it. They come in lots of different sizes. Some of them are very long and some of them are not very long. Some of these are used to measure very small things. Very small things. Christina Bourne says, I have one and it is 5 meters long. Look at you. Looky you. 5 meters long. That is around 16 feet. The problem is I don't really know meters because I'm old. So I love feet and inches. I don't like meters. I don't understand meters. What is a meter? A foot, I can see. I know what a foot is. 12 inches. But a meter, I don't know. I don't know what a meter is. So I do prefer to use feet and inches. Anyway, what is this? Come on, Mr. Duncan. Tell us then. Give us all the information about this particular thing. Okay, then I will give you the answer then. A lot of people are very excited today. I have a feeling you enjoy doing this. I think this is a good idea, to show something and then talk about it. Some people might know what this is in English, but other people might not. So it is useful. It is fun and useful. Useful and fun. Here it is then. Here is the answer. Today's mystery object. We have a lot of people giving their guesses. Antonio, Christina, also Paco. Oh yes, that's a very good one. That's a very good guess, because it is something that can be used in a very special way. You are right. Here we go then. The answer to this is... It is... Now we normally refer to this as a tape measure. Tape measure. And I have one here in my hand. And this is amazing because you can carry it around with you in your pocket. Yep. And if you need it, you simply take it out of your pocket and you can measure things with it. Naughty, naughty viewer, naughty. You can measure anything with one of these because it is very long, as you can see. You can measure long things with this, or you can measure short things. So this particular type of tape measure is often described as retractable, something that can go in or become shorter is retractable. You can see it is, you can extend it and you can retract. Extend, retract. You can open out or close. Extend, retract. So this is a very useful object that we often have around the house. We have 5 of these in the house, and there is a reason, because you can never find them. Whenever you need one of these, you can never find them. They seem to vanish completely. You want one, you can't find it. When you don't want one, they are everywhere. So this is often referred to as a tape measure or an extendable tape measure. And it does have a lot of uses. I will show you on the screen very quickly. So it is a tool used to measure an object or a thing. We often describe it as a measuring tool. A tool for measuring something, to work out the size of something. You can use this to measure the length of something. And there is a great word, the word length. A lot of people spell this word incorrectly. L-E-N-G-T-H. The length. Quite often we look at the length as being the longest part of something. Something long and something thin, like a piece of wood. That is the length. And if you want to know how long your length is, you simply measure it. It's as easy as that, really. A very simple thing. But of course, you might want to measure different parts of a certain thing. You might want to know how wide something is. We often refer to it as the width of something, or of course, the height of something as well. The height and the width. So you will once again use a tape measure or some sort of measuring tool to work out how wide and how high that particular thing is. It is a very good thing, very useful, simple but useful. A bit like Mr. Steve. Oh dear, I'm going to get into trouble for that now. So there it is, today's mystery object, as my throat starts to break up. We will do it again next week if you enjoy it, if you like it. If you enjoy playing the game, then we will do it next week. I hope you did enjoy it. A very useful thing. I love useful tools, and there are many around the house. Many you can find. We will look at another one next week. I am going to show you the adventure we had last weekend at the Classic Car Show. We had the most amazing time. So that is coming up right after this. Keep it here. It's English Addict. If you enjoy the words in English, the words of the English language, then please stick around. I know everyone loves to see the cows, and there for all of you bovine fans, some lovely cows. Very nice. I hope you enjoyed those. So last weekend we went along to see some old cars, some classic cars. So things over a certain age can be described as classic. Something that might be memorable or outstanding can also be described simply as classic. So we went to a place called Weston Park and we saw some amazing cars. I wish Steve was here now because he would be telling us all about these cars. So here is the first one that we saw. And I think this is a type of Cadillac. So when we think of American cars, we think of cars from the USA. We often think of big, long, spacious cars. Something that is spacious is large, big. It has lots of space inside. And here is a good example. Look at the size of that. I can't begin to tell you how big that car actually is. It is long. It took me a long time to take a picture of that where I could actually fit the whole car on the image. So it did take quite a long time. But yes, that is one of those classic 70s cars that you would often see in American movies or TV shows, quite often being driven around, and they are absolutely huge. American cars were well known for being big, bold. They were designed to really highlight the power of not only the United States, but also, I suppose, the buying power of the American people as well. So you might say that this particular type of car was sold and driven as a sign of power or dominance in the world. Here is another wonderful car, probably. Now I think of all the cars that were there last weekend, this particular car coming up next did get a lot of attention. Look at that. Now that is one heck of a car. That is a Testarossa. And it is probably one of the most well-known sports cars of the 1970s. It is a classic car, and it is the most amazing vehicle. Again, I think unfortunately, photographs sometimes don't show the image or don't show the object to make it look really magnificent. But I thought, well, I've never seen one of these before. So if you've never seen a sports car like that, well, maybe one day you'll get the chance. Here is another one. So this is another type of, I think this is another Cadillac that we saw. Another one, just to give you an idea. And apparently, and now somebody said that this was actually used in an American TV show. So someone said that this actually did appear in an American police show. I think it was called Cannon. I might be wrong, but there was a TV show with a police officer, and his name was Cannon, Frank Cannon. And apparently some of the people there were saying that this is the actual car that he drove in the series. And I was really quite amazed by that. So not only is that a classic car, it also appeared on American TV as well, some people were saying. Okay then, here we go. If you know Mr. Steve very well, you will know that he loves a certain type of car. And there it is. There was only one. We were surprised that there was only one Ford Mustang at the Classic Car Show. Just one. And there it is. So that was the only Ford Mustang. And that, I suppose you might describe that as a later model. So I would not say that that is necessarily a classic car, because I think that particular one was from maybe the late 1980s. But it is still a magnificent car. If you love cars, then these are all amazing vehicles. So this is a Ford Mustang, and as you can probably guess, Steve was very pleased to get close to one. Finally, here we go. When most people think of British cars, What is the car that you think of? When you think of a British car, not American, but British, what is the car that you think of when you think of the classic British car? Maybe a member of the royal family is going somewhere. Can you think of the car that I'm about to show you? And I'm going to show you in a moment. But this is a car that we often think of when we think of people who are wealthy or rich. A person maybe who is a member of the royal family. Christina said, is it a Mini? It is a little larger than a Mini. A little larger. Claudio. Hello, Claudio. Jaguar. Is it a Jaguar, Mr. Duncan? No, it is something bigger than that. So what is the car that many people associate with wealthy, successful people? And you used to see a lot of these driving around London. Oh, okay. English with teacher Fernanda. Very interesting. Very interesting guess. Christina Bourne says, is it a Bentley? Nowadays, a lot of successful people do drive a Bentley. They are magnificent cars. Vitas says, is it an Aston Martin? Another good guess. And also, that happens to be one of Steve's favourite cars. I will show you what it is. This is the car that most people think of when you think of successful or rich people. And the car is... Oh, yes. Fernanda, you were correct. Rolls-Royce. A lot of people think of the Rolls-Royce when we think of British cars. Cars that are owned by the rich and famous. Not so much anymore. So nowadays, a lot of wealthy people, especially people like famous footballers, they will often drive around in Bentleys. So the Bentley is a very popular car nowadays. So that you might say that the Rolls-Royce is not driven as much as it used to. And I don't even think it's British anymore. It used to be a British car company, but I think now, I don't think it is. I don't think Rolls-Royce is British anymore. I'm sure someone will correct me. If only we had Mr. Steve here at the moment. If only Steve could give us some of his knowledge, his ability. Oh, did you see what I did there? Because today we are talking about ability, being able to do things, being able to successfully carry out a certain task or do something. So that is today's subject that we are going to talk about and we are going to explore in a few moments from now. Don't go away. English Addict is with you today. English Addict is with you today. I hope you are having a super duper Sunday. I hope everything is going nicely on this Sunday. It is now the 12th of April. Almost halfway through April already. I don't know why. It feels as if this year is going by quickly. A lot of people talking about cars. A lot of people talking about different types of car. Paco, Mr. Duncan, we like the Reliant Robin, a very popular and well-known car. Very distinct because it only had 3 wheels. 2 at the back and 1 at the front. A very small, lightweight car. And yes, it was around for many years. But not anymore because they're not very safe to drive. You can't buy them new anymore. If I remember correctly, they only had a motorcycle engine inside, a very small engine. So they were basically motorcycles with a large fiberglass cover. But yes, you are right. I do remember the Reliant Robin. We used to see them all around in the 1970s. They were in fact everywhere. Today we are looking at an interesting subject. We are looking at ability, being able to do something, having the ability to do a particular thing. So that is the subject we are looking at right now. Oh, there it is on the screen. So when we think about ability, well, I suppose I will just basically tell you what it is, why and what and how and where and why. And is it legal? The word ability is a noun that means the presence or capacity to do something. If you have the capacity, it means you have the ability. It is in you, quite often up here in your brain. But of course, your body can also have the capacity to do something. The ability is how we quite often refer to it as. The capacity to do or act. And we can divide this into many parts. We can have the ability physically, mentally, legally, morally, financially, so there are many ways of... I made myself laugh then. It doesn't happen very often. We have physical ability, first of all, the strength, the agility. So we will be looking at some very interesting words today. Agility. The agility. How much energy you have. How much energy you have in your body. Your agility. How far can you walk? How much work can you do? Your agility is a type of ability. The strength or ability or agility of a person, their physical ability. Are they strong, like me? Are they weak? I know what you're thinking. Strong, weak, able. Your power, your inner strength. So strength can be physical. It can be something you have relating to your size, your muscles. Then we have mental ability. My mother, she used to send me to the doctor. I think he was a doctor. He had a white coat. He could have been a painter and decorator. Mental ability is the strength or agility of a person's ability to think. We can also use the word reason as well. You reason. You are using your brain, the way it functions, the way it works, the strength or agility of a person's ability to think. Perhaps the way you see the world. Maybe you absorb information in a certain way. You have mental ability. We all have mental ability. The ability to think. The ability to imagine. Reason is also another type of thinking. Legal ability. Now this is an interesting one, because I think it is hard to explain, so I will try my best to explain it. The judgment of a person's state or actions through law. Quite often we will decide if a person is able to do something, especially if there is a criminal hearing or some sort of court case taking place. Maybe a person has been accused of a serious crime, and a person might have to decide whether that one individual is able to stand trial. So the judgment of a person's state or their actions through law. So there are ways of defining whether a person is aware of what they are doing, if they have control over their behaviour. So legal ability. We could also say that this is a type of ability of understanding or following through with law. So it does cover quite a wide range of things. Then, of course, this is a good one. I like this one. Moral ability. Moral ability. We think of morals. We think of the correct way of doing something, the right way to behave. Maybe you have a tough decision to make. You have to have some sort of moral guidance. Your ability to decide or tell the difference between right and wrong. You may be surprised to find out that there are some people who don't fully understand the difference between right and wrong for various reasons. There might just be a person who has a weak character, or maybe they are just nuts. Moral ability. We have to decide whether something is right or wrong. A lot of people, I would say that most people, are able to understand. They have moral ability to understand what is right and wrong, and I think we can all understand what that is. I think so. Oh, very good. Yes. Can I say elite? Yes, your moral compass. That is a brilliant phrase. I like that phrase very much. A person's moral compass. They have to decide what is right or wrong. Sometimes we have to decide up here in our brains what is right and wrong. We have to decide somehow the direction you take in your life, the direction you go in your life. We often describe it as your moral compass. So you are always trying your best to do the right thing, to go in the right direction. Moral ability is the capacity, the ability to tell the difference between right and wrong. Of course, over the years, a lot of these things have changed dramatically. Then we have, one of my favourites, one of my big favourite ones, even though it brings me a lot of heartache and pain, financial ability. Your financial ability, the capacity to organise, understand and control one's finance. Maybe you understand business. Maybe you understand the stock market. You have a good understanding of how the economy works. Or simply, you understand the value of money. I think we all do, don't we? I think we all have some understanding of the value of money. So your financial ability, the ability to control, understand, or manage your finance. Now, this is where it gets very tricky. I am going to talk about this. Some people might disagree, some people might agree, but it is an important part of today's lesson. Physical ability. So earlier I talked about being strong and having a lot of energy or being healthy. Physical ability can be defined by how well a person can move about on their own. How are they able to take care of themselves or function in their daily lives? So physical ability, the ability of a person to get up, to stand, to walk, to see, to hear. Most of those things come into a certain category. Physical ability, the ability of a person to move around. So I am putting that in the most simplest, the most basic way. But of course there are other ways of talking about that particular subject, because for some people it is sensitive. Physical ability, we often describe a person who is physically able as able-bodied. So this generally describes a person who is able to do most things on their own without any assistance. Not always. I know. I can hear lots of people shouting at me already. But Mr. Duncan, there's many levels of able-bodied and... No, Mr. Duncan, you're wrong, you silly man. I'm not necessarily wrong. But this is a subject that has many levels and nuances. Oh, there's a nice word. Able-bodied, generally speaking, a person who has full function of their body. To move, to hold things, to see, to hear, to have the ability to speak. Then we have disabled. You have something that is not working properly. It might not function as it should. It might even be missing completely. I just had a horrible image in my mind then. Can you guess what it was? So we often talk about people who have some sort of disability. They are somehow disabled. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because in the United States, the word handicapped is still used by some people. A lot of people, in fact. You might even see where there is special parking for disabled vehicles. So people who have to be very close to the entrance of a building you might often see the word handicapped used. In British English, no, we don't use the word handicapped anymore when we are talking about disability in British English. It is a word that has kind of disappeared. So quite often we do not use the word handicapped anymore. The only time you might hear it used is when you are discussing the game of golf. A person's handicap is what they can score in the game of golf. The things that they can do and can't do within that particular sport. So we often talk about a person's handicap in golf. But generally speaking, it is not used anymore in British English. A disabled person might also be described as challenged. Something that is in the way, that is stopping you from doing something. Generally, the word challenged can be used as restricted. Something that is stopping a person from doing a particular thing. So you can see here there are some examples of being disabled. We have a young girl with a guide dog. So obviously she's blind. We have an elderly lady using a walking stick. Mr. Steve's mum used to always use a walking stick. Then we have someone being pushed around in a wheelchair. Wheelchairs, sometimes you have to be pushed by another person. These days, of course, we have super duper Stephen Hawking style wheelchairs that are electronic. And of course a person can use a wheelchair on their own as well. And then in the middle we can see someone who has lost limbs. However, they are still able to do things. There is always a way around disability, whatever it happens to be. So even in athletics, a person is still able to take part in certain sports. For example, we had the Olympics this year, and after the main Olympics takes place, there is also the Paralympics. The Paralympics for people who have disabilities, physical, in some way. And then on the far right, you can see there is a guy with the guide dog. Once again, you see guide dogs quite often on the streets in England, and they are used to help to guide a person with visual disabilities. We can often use the word challenged. So a person might be challenged in a certain way, physically. I suppose I should also mention that my mother, and there you can see my lovely mum, who we said our final goodbye to today, 3 years ago today. So my mother was disabled. She had a disability. One of her legs was diseased, affected by something called polio when she was a child, and it damages the nerves in your body. It is a horrible illness. Fortunately, there is now a vaccine you can take to prevent polio. But unfortunately, my mother, there was no vaccine available when my mother was a child, so she did suffer from polio. And she was also disabled as well. Even though she did work, she carried on working. She was able to keep going despite her disability. A skill or special talent is a type of ability to be good at something. We are all good at something. I don't like it when I hear people say, "Oh, I have no ability, I have no skills, I'm not good at anything." Wrong. Everyone has a skill. They have an ability. They have an interest, something they can develop in their lives. And I always find it rather sad when I hear people say they can't do something in their lives because they have no abilities. Everyone has an ability. Sometimes you have to explore the possibilities of having an ability. Some people develop abilities naturally. Others find their abilities in life as they go through life. They find what they can do. So a skill or a special talent, yes, talent, there is a good word. It is all, or those things are all types of ability. To be good at something. We might describe a person as being good at something. Some people say, Mr. Duncan, you are good at teaching English because we can understand you. You are very clear. You explain words clearly. It is easy to understand your lessons, which is why, well, if you are going to be a teacher, you have to make sure that people can understand what you are talking about. You might have musical ability. Perhaps you are good at singing or writing music. Maybe you are a composer of music or playing a musical instrument. And as you know, I am very jealous of anyone who can play a musical instrument. I have one here. Would you like to see it? Wait there. This is my musical instrument. It's a tambourine. To be honest with you, it's not very hard to play. All you do is shake it. Or you can use it as a drum. So this is a type of musical instrument, a very simple one, but still hard to play. So if you can play a musical instrument, then that is a type of ability, something you can play. I'm always jealous of people who can play the piano. I don't know how they do it. How do their fingers find the right keys and produce such lovely sounds? I don't know how they do it. You can have artistic ability. You can be good at something. You can have a certain ability artistically. To be good at drawing, painting, sculpting, or any creative endeavour. Your endeavour is the thing you are doing. You are putting yourself forward, the effort that you put in to doing something. Your endeavour, the thing you are pursuing with lots of energy. Yes, a tambourine. I have one. It's not mine. I can tell you now, when we moved into this house, we found this tambourine. We found it in the house. Someone had left it here in the house. And it works perfectly. Perhaps it is haunted. Maybe this is a haunted tambourine. Perhaps it is haunted. Maybe the spirit of an evil person lives in this tambourine. Maybe. I'm in a strange mood today. Have you noticed? Anyway, there it is. My little tambourine. Isn't it lovely? Oh, I see. Ricardo says it is a pandiero, not a tambourine. Pandiero. Oh, I see. Am I wrong? That's impossible. I can't be wrong, surely. A pandiero. A pandero. So this is not a tambourine, but a pandero. So I think maybe the reason is because you can actually use it as a drum, perhaps. So yes, it is unusual because you can use it like that, but also you can use it as a percussion instrument. Percussion, something you hit. Oh, okay then, now I know. I have been corrected. Live. I'm a little bit sad now. Crafting. Do you ever make your own things using paper? Or maybe you make your own greeting cards. It is a big industry. A lot of people like to make their own things by hand. We often refer to it as crafting, to create or make something, normally from something else. So a lot of people these days do have the hobby of crafting. They will make things using paper or wood, something they create themselves. To be good at woodwork, design, or any crafting skill. So you might describe crafting as a type of ability, and most of the things that are connected to that subject as well. Here we go, another one, another type of ability. Holding knowledge is a skill that can be learnt. To hold knowledge, to store knowledge. So a lot of the abilities we have, all of us as human beings, have been learnt at some point. From the very basic skills, like learning to walk. And when you go to school, you learn subjects. You learn how the world functions. You learn those things, and as you grow, you also develop abilities. Holding knowledge is a skill that can be learnt. To be knowledgeable about a certain subject. So yes, it is true. You can be knowledgeable about a certain subject. And again, everyone knows something about one particular subject. We all have some ability. To be savvy. Now there is an interesting word. So you can see it on the screen, the word savvy. Familiar with something. If you are savvy, it means you are familiar with that particular thing. You have an ability to understand, talk about, or work with that particular thing. To be savvy or familiar with a certain thing is a type of ability. You have the know-how. A person with a particular set of skills, we can say that they have the know-how. You have a skill. You have an ability. You have knowledge. You have the know-how. You are savvy. A person might be tech savvy. So I think I am. I would say I am tech savvy. I understand technology very much. I had to learn all about it. I had to learn lots and lots of different skills with this work, creating my studio, editing my videos, creating music, building this studio. I had to do this myself. I had to learn how to do it. The sound, the cameras, the lighting, the editing. All of it. I had to learn. And of course, doing this as well, doing this live stream, there is lots of technology involved. So, yes, I would say that I am tech savvy. I understand technology and how most of it works, especially anything connected to the internet or doing this. I would describe myself as knowledgeable. I have learnt all of this over the past 20 years. We all have certain abilities that make us useful in the world. So this is something I mentioned a few moments ago. You can do anything. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. If you think about doing it. If you study that thing. It will take time. It will take effort, but you will be successful. A certain skill that one uses in their life. So I would imagine in your job, whatever your job is, there is a certain ability that you have. So when we divide all of the different jobs, all of the different professions, we divide them up. They all have their own skills, their own types of ability that a person must possess. You have ability. You possess ability. Can I say hello to the gentle gastronome? Hello to you. I know you are a big fan of food. Hi, Mr. Duncan and everyone. I am a translator, but I lost my job because of AI. I have to discover other abilities and talents. Yes. Well, that is a good discussion because these days a lot of people are being told that they need to diversify their abilities. Technology never stands still. It's always moving forward. Things are always changing. And us, as human beings, we must always try to keep up. And sometimes we might have to widen our abilities in some way. We have to be able to do more with our lives. You diversify. Instead of doing just one thing or having one ability, sometimes you need to learn another skill or have another ability. You widen your abilities. So I think that is a thing that is happening. Yes, it's definitely happening these days. We all know about artificial intelligence. We all know about it. I am sorry to hear that you lost your job because of AI. And I think many people, including me, by the way, I feel threatened by artificial intelligence because maybe one day we don't need a real human being standing in front of the camera. You can just have a computer-generated teacher, a computer-generated Mr. Duncan. Someone, somewhere, might create an artificial version of me. By the way, I am real. I can prove it, you see. You see? If you put 3 fingers in front of your face like this. See? I am real. I am 100% human. Well, almost. Almost. So that is today's big subject. I think having ability, we all have a talent. We all have something we can do. Everyone has an ability. We will take a quick break, and yes, we are going on much longer today. Have you noticed? We are still on. So we are going to play our mystery idiom game in a few moments from now, but we will take a very quick break and then we will be back with you. I wonder what I shall show. Shall I show Mr. Steve? Shall I show me? Or maybe I should have me playing in the park on the swings. Is that a good idea? A lot of people like this. So this was actually filmed. The thing you are about to see that I show every week was actually filmed right here in Much Wenlock.
I'm a big boy now.
Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat. Learn together and have fun.
We are having fun today. Hello everyone. The live chat is very busy. Nice to see so many people here. Your live stream is much longer today, Mr. Duncan. I don't know why I have so much energy today, because I didn't go to bed till very late last night. We had a lovely rendezvous with some of our friends. We went for a lovely curry, but we did have to drive quite a long way, and then we came back very early this morning. So I am feeling a little tired right now. Claudia says, I am very good at using my hands. Some people are creative. They can create things with their hands. Maybe they draw. Maybe they paint. Also, Beatrice as well is a very skilled painter. In fact, just behind me over there, there is actually a painting that Beatrice did for me. Very nice. So here we go then. Here is the mystery picture. I'm going to show you a picture. It will be expressing a certain phrase or idiom that is contained within the English language. I will show you the first picture in a moment. Here we go then. Today's mystery idiom. But the question is, what is it? Are you ready for the first one? This is a very popular expression. I have tried. I'm trying my best to make them easy. So I hope this is an easy one for you. Here it comes right now on the screen. Bing. Oh, okay. In life, we all want to do things. We all want to pursue a certain thing. A career, a hobby. Maybe you want to set up your own business. You want to create your own business. Maybe you want to have your own business. But of course, doing something means you have to continue doing it. This refers to not doing it anymore. You decide to do the opposite of doing something. Lewis, I believe when AI and robotics do all the work, there won't be any jobs left. So society will be completely different from the one we know now. I think changes always come gradually over time. So if you went back 100 years and looked at the world 100 years ago, a lot of the things that are around now were not around then. So things are always changing, and each time a new thing comes along, we all have to adapt to it. We must always move forward. humanity must always move forward. However, sometimes things can create big changes that affects lots of people. So I do agree with you. I'm not defending technology, but I have to say, each time that we make a new step or take a new step or progress in a certain direction, there are always going to be changes. That is the problem. Beatrice, thank you very much. English with teacher Fernanda, thank you. Christina, I believe there will always be things that a robot cannot do. I think you're right. Yes, of course there are things that a robot cannot do. A robot cannot make a cup of tea, a perfect cup of tea. I don't think so. A robot cannot be your lover. You might pretend it is. You might believe it is. But physically, it is not. Life Beauty Bits, thank you very much for your guess as well. Lewis also has a guess with today's first mystery idiom. So I was talking a few moments ago about abilities. Sometimes we are able to do things, sometimes we are not. Sometimes we try to do things and we are not successful at it. You either continue and try to improve, or you do that. Today's first picture idiom, here is the answer right now. I will not keep you guessing any longer. My bell was a little late then. The answer is throw in the towel. It is an expression that comes from boxing. So when a person or two people are fighting in a boxing ring, one person will give up. They will give up the fight and they will throw in the towel. So it is used as a signal to show that that one particular fighter wants to quit. To quit or give up during a struggle or a fight, you throw in the towel. So this might be something related to being in business. Maybe you are trying to run a business. Maybe you want it to be successful, but unfortunately it is not. So you decide to stop. You decide to quit. You throw in the towel. You give up. You decide that you've tried very hard, but unfortunately it would appear that you are not going to be successful. It is too much of a fight. It is too hard to carry on, so you throw in the towel. Here's another one. This is a fun one. We like to have fun here on English Addict. So here is the next idiom. Are you ready for it? It is coming up on the screen right now. Oh. Hello. Hello, doggy. What's your name? I think this type of dog is a Labrador, for those wondering. So this is a well-known expression that we use in English when we are talking about something we've done that has caused a negative action or a negative reaction. And then you do that same thing again to try and cure it. It doesn't make sense. I know it doesn't make sense, but it is a well-known phrase in English. It is a phrase we use maybe if you've been out very late, like I was last night, and I was eating lots of food. I even had some beer last night. I don't drink alcohol very often, but because we were celebrating last night, we were meeting up with our friends and we haven't seen them for a long time. So I did have some beer. Unfortunately, this morning, my head was hurting, I was tired, my stomach was full of delicious Indian food as well. Really nice. So what is today's mystery idiom? Something you've done that has had a negative effect, so you do it again. You do it a little bit more. Quite often we use this when we are talking about eating too much or drinking too much. Quite often when we are talking about consuming alcohol. Oh. Maruzio, I like your guess. That is a very good guess. I like it very, very much. See you later, Palmyra. Palmyra is going now. Thank you very much. Don't forget to join me next week. We also have new lessons coming in the week as well. There are some new lessons. I've been busy in the studio filming some new lessons. Thank you, Vitas, for your guess. Andrew Ong. Hello, Andrew Ong. Where are you watching at the moment? Thank you very much for joining me. Teacher Fernanda, thank you very much for your guess as well. But were you correct? Were you right? Let's find out right now as I reveal the answer. Yes. Congratulations if you got it right. Hair of the dog. We often talk about hair of the dog when we are doing something, normally drinking or consuming something that has made us feel unwell. So we have a little bit more. By the way, it is not medical advice. I am not giving medical advice. But yes, that is the expression, hair of the dog. To do or consume more of what is causing a problem. So the thing that is making you feel unwell or ill or unpleasant, you have a little bit more. I'm just having some hair of the dog. And this relates to a mystical belief in witchcraft. So whatever a person was suffering from, you would give them some of it to help them, almost like a magic potion. So the hair of the dog basically is taking the same thing that made you feel unwell, in the belief that it will make you feel better. To do or consume more of what is causing a problem. Hair of the dog. That is today's second and also final picture idiom. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you are wondering where I am on the internet, well, guess what? I am all over the place. All over the place. I'm on TikTok. Yes, I recently started using TikTok. I'm on Instagram as well. You can find me there with some short video lessons. And of course, I am on my 100% official. It has been verified personally by the head of Facebook. So there is my Facebook page as well. So there is no excuse for not knowing where I am. And of course, I'm here as well on YouTube. If you feel like subscribing, then you can do it right now. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow my lessons, and then you will not miss anything that I do ever again. Thank you very much for that, and don't forget to give me a lovely like as well. If you have enjoyed today's live stream, please give me one of these because they are valuable. You might not realize this is valuable. It will help me to be seen amongst all of the millions and millions of people on YouTube. It's not easy, by the way, being found nowadays. It's very hard to be found on YouTube in 2026. See you later. Catch you next Sunday. And yes, it's been a very long one. Almost 2 hours I've been with you today. I think this must be the longest live stream I've done in a very long time. See you later. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Whatever you are doing, I hope you have a good time. Stay safe. Stay happy. And I will give you some time to say goodbye to all of your friends on the English Addict chat box. Thank you, Paco. Thank you, Vitas. Thank you also to Beatrice. Elite. Thank you very much. Elite Lixia. Thank you very much for your lovely message. See you next Sunday. And of course, until the next time we meet, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Stay happy, stay safe, keep that smile upon your face as you walk amongst the human race. And I will see you next Sunday, live from 2 p.m. UK time. Ta-ta for now.
Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat. Learn together and have fun. Say goodbye to Duncan and all the lovely words and phrases of the English language. Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat and discover all the words and phrases of the English language. Learn together and have fun. Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat.